what's going on, everybody? This is Chris Miles from the Chris Miles Show. I hope all is well. I hope everybody out there is having a spectacular day. I got something that I need to let everybody in on. I've always said when it comes to that of something bad or some bullshit, look for the state of Alabama to lead it. You understand what I'm saying? If it's something that's fucked up bad, look for the state of Alabama to take the lead. Like the state of Alabama is never known for anything good. Going back to the days of George Wallace standing in the schoolhouse door at the University of Alabama. Look at the stuff that Bull Connor has done. Just so many bad things that come out of the state of Alabama. And you would actually think that the state of Alabama would make some type of strides to make shit better. Now, none of my good friends that are there in Montgomery, Alabama, who's still there now, that of Kendall Cleveland, Pastor Willie Knight, that of Zach Buckner. You all ain't talking about this stuff here. No, you all ain't talking about this issue here. Y'all around here talking about Donald Trump want to put black folks back in the slave. Every year, you all run down to Selma to commemorate an ass whooping. The Selma to Montgomery March. You get state legislators, you get celebrities, dignitaries, politicians come in to commemorate this ass whooping, okay? But Kay Ivey signs into legislation DEI. So how are you supposed to commemorate an ass whipping when Kay Ivey don't want you talking about the ass whipping? That doesn't make a lot of sense to Chris Miles. So I'm just going to put this where it simply needs to be. Like I said, you got all of these prominent black folks that's not talking about this. Like you all find the most minute issue out there to say this man here is going to do this here, this man is going to do that. But the state of Alabama is telling you, they're telling you what you can talk about in the schools, on the high schools, or from elementary, middle school, high school, college, and in the states. But like I said, what you should do is teach your kids the true history at home. Tell your kids the truth. It's simple. It is really simple what you should be doing and how you should be doing this. Kay Ivey is doing all of these things, say, oh, well, we don't want the white kids to know about the past. We don't want them to know about the past. But guess what? Guess what? You can't teach this. This is what it comes down to. That's what it is. I'm asking the question, who's going to step up and take the lead to challenge this that we see going on? What leader is going to step up on behalf of the children there in the state of Alabama? Like I say, it's a simple fix. The simple fix is to teach your kids the truth away from their system. And actually, in reality, people, you have rights to challenge this here. You have the right to challenge the legislation that Kay Ivey, DEI, has been signed into legislation. But who's going to come over to the CLM group and find out your rights on how you can challenge this? Because we have a platform. Oh, yes, we have a platform to educate you on the things where you need to be. But once again, going forward into this situation here, like I said, you got all of these things that have happened in the state of Alabama. Alabama has taken the lead to be a disastrous state. Everything negative and bad that has ever happened in the state I was born in. Now, all of a sudden, you can't talk about these things because we don't want the white kids who have benefited off of those bad things to learn about those bad things. That's what this is. You know, it wasn't an issue, having separate water fountains and separate bathrooms. How do you think black folks felt about at that time? What corrections have the state of Alabama or any other state in the union made to correct those things? But now we can't talk about them? We can't tell our kids about it because it makes you feel bad? What kind of bullshit is that? And Kay Ivey signs this shit in the legislation. Once again, people moving forward, what I suggest black folks should do is come out of their system. That's the solution to the bullshit. You all around here once again talking about Donald Trump wants to put you back into slavery. Donald Trump wants to do this, but then they're restricting your right to vote and all of these other things. You know, it's so much going on. It's so much going on. And even the people right there in the state of Alabama is not talking about it. 3 of them I called out. So, since they're trying to stop you from bringing up things in the past because of it's a bad look, or they don't want the white kids to feel bad about the things that their ancestors have done. They don't want them to feel bad about the things that their ancestors have done. We're going to move legislation into place to protect them. Okay? So let me just bring out where I'm going with all of this. Governor Kay Ivey recently signed a bill that will restrict the teachings of divested concepts and limited diversity, equity, and inclusion, what is called DEI. Okay? Programs at public schools, universities, and state agencies, according to the AP News. This bill was proposed because Alabama elected officials believe that no one should have to feel guilty because of their race or gender. Wow. So, once again, we have rednecks in the state of Alabama. You heard me. Rednecks in the state of Alabama proposing legislation to stop the teachings in public forums, public schools, universities, and state agencies from this information coming out. No problem. You know what you all do? You teach it at home. This is why I have often said, I get all of the time, black folks go out here talking about, oh, Donald Trump want to put us back into slavery. They're doing that on the state level. That's your concern. They are fucking over you on the state level. So, like I said, if there's anything that is bad, Alabama is going to lead it. Going back to George Wallace standing in the schoolhouse door at the University of Alabama, which is why I don't cheer for Alabama still today. I don't give a fuck how many players that they bring in to play at that university. You'll never see me draped in that stuff. Look at the stuff that Bull Connor has done. You know, so basically what they're saying, you can't even teach this shit in the schools. What the fuck are you supposed to teach in school? Oh, Christopher Columbus discovered America? You're supposed to teach their history of all of the lies of good things, but you cannot teach your kids the true fact of what this is. Man, it is time to separate from the bullshit. And like I said before, I don't see nobody, no black person stepping up to take the lead to correct the shit that you all are a part of. Kay Ivey has gone out and gone against DEI, diversity, inclusion or equity, and concept, whatever the fuck all that bullshit that they come up with. I don't even know really the acronym for what all that bullshit is. It's the same thing that they're coming up with, saying that, you know, we can't teach this, we can't teach that in schools. You know, it's really sad, man. It's really sad when you look at the overall landscape of what we're dealing with. But Alabama is not changing. It's not going to change. But I want to hear from my good friends down there in Montgomery, Alabama. That being Kendall Cleveland. Good guy, good brother. Pastor Tony Knight. He want to go out here and talk about all the bullshit about crime in Montgomery, Alabama. Then you got Zach Buckner out here talking about Donald Trump want to put niggas back into slavery when Kay Ivey just put y'all back into slavery. I want to hear from you 3 Negroes out there. I want to hear. And at any given time, you all are welcome to come on the Chris Miles show. Let's have a fucking debate. Let's talk about this bullshit. You understand? Because, like I said, if there's anything negative, look for the state of Alabama to lead it. Okay? And I'm going to say this in closing. Now you hear after all of these years, they put Don Singelman in federal prison because the man won a lottery. Now they realize that we losing out on money. We ain't going to get the talent we was getting at the University of Alabama. Now it's time to get the lottery. Anyway, if anybody got any comments, comment below. I'm Chris Miles from the Chris Miles Show. The Moving Finger Writes has written, moves on. My advice, stay the fuck out of Alabama. Good day.